How much time are you wasting managing chat messages in Microsoft Teams? With chat being such an essential part of Teams, let's look at 10 tricks to save time when you're working with chat. Number one, create a private chat. To create a new chat, which is be a one-on-one, that's what we call private, we simply can choose the new chat option here at the top of chat or press Control N. Next, I'll start entering the name of the person that I want to chat with. And I'd like to send a chat to Patty, and she's the only one that will be part of this conversation. And I'm also seeing here that this is going to be the first message that I've sent to Patty. So now we simply type in the message, we add any formatting that we want to, whether it's emojis, change the importance, the urgency, whatever that might be. So I have my message formatted here, and I'll click the send in the right-hand side, bottom here, and I've sent it on its way. You can also start a one-on-one chat from someone's profile card. So you can either search for it or you can choose their picture in a channel, for instance. And in this channel, then I'll move to the details for the channel in the upper right-hand corner here. Here is Isaiah, and I'd like to send him a quick message. Now simply hit enter, and it's on its way. So that's a backdoor way for us to be able to send or work with chat. Notice, however, that the history or the message does show up in chat. Number two, pop out chat. If you're using chat throughout the day, you can pop out the chat window so you can minimize Teams and work with your other applications and projects. So to pop out a chat, let's say that I'm frequently communicating with Adele, so I can just hover over Adele here in chat, and I have a couple options for that. Here is Open Chat in New Window, or I can go to the three dots, which is More Options, and that would also give me that option, Open Chat in New Window. Either way, now I have a separate window for chat. I can move it to a second monitor or otherwise have it positioned so that I can have an ongoing conversation with Adele while I'm working on something else. Number three, naming a group chat. Some chats involve multiple people, and it might be easier as more and more people may be added to it to rename this chat. So here I have a number of people in this chat, and I'm going to hover over this pencil. When we see a pencil, that typically means that we have edit options here. And so I'll click on this to name this group. Once I have the name, choose Save. And now I've identified this as the executive team, and the other people in the chat will also see this. It's still possible for me to know who is part of this team over on the right-hand side where we can view and see the participants of this chat. Number four, adding people to a private chat. So what if you want to add someone to a private chat? Maybe it's just currently a one-on-one. As we saw in the previous tip, we can move over here to the right-hand side and view the current participants. And from here, we can add people then. Here I'll add Patty, and one of the options we have is how much chat history, if any, we want to include. That is, are they only going to see it from this point forward? Perhaps we want to include for the past 7 days or 30 days, or perhaps we want to give them access to all of the chat history so they get a little bit more background on various projects and conversations. In this case, I'll include all the chat history, and we'll go ahead and add there. So Patty is now added to that chat. We also will see any kinds of changes that have taken place in this chat, including, for instance, adding the group name, adding Patty. Other members of the chat will see this as well. It's helpful to know that Teams saves the entire chat history all the way back to the first message. If someone leaves a group, their chat responses remain in the chat history. And although you can include up to 250 people, which is a lot in a group chat, larger group conversations would typically be better held in a Teams channel. Number five, at mentions in chat. How can you improve your communications and teams and make it easier for team members to see your messages? This is where we can use at mentions. So you're likely familiar with at mentions within social media platforms. You may already be using it in Teams as well. This is simply the technique where you first type the at sign. And in Teams, we can do at team, at channel, but we can also do the individual name. So for this one, I will say welcome at, and then I can start typing. So first of all, I will see various options or people that maybe I've recently communicated with, and I'll start typing here for Patty, select her from the list, and then simply send this on its way. So hit enter or click send. Number 6, pin a chat. In Teams are likely certain people that you communicate with more frequently. So pinning is a great way to easily find and keep track of a chat, even if you only need it temporarily. So to pin a chat, let's say I want to keep this executive team near the top. I can hover over it. Once again, the 3 dots or more options, and here is pin. So even as other chats come in, this will stay at the top. I'm also going to do that for Adele. And another option here is to right click. And here is pin. So now my more frequent conversations are pinned at the top. I'm able to see if there's something that I might have missed, can quickly access those, and can continue to add others that are pinned or even unpin if I no longer need them. So it's the same idea, either the 3 dots to unpin or right click and choose unpin. It's good to know that there's a limit of 15 pinned chats, but this can make it much faster for you to get to those frequent conversations. To learn about other pinning options in Teams, check out the video link above or find the link in the description below. Number 7, start a chat with yourself. This idea is similar to sending a text message to yourself. That is, you can use a space for drafts, to send messages and files to yourself, or to practice using various chat features. So if I want to send a message to myself, my alter ego Megan, all I have to do is start a new chat message here, and I will start typing my name. And here it says, hey, that's you. Simply pick this, and now you can see this is your space. So this is private for you, and it is a way for you to be able to work with these various features or just to send a quick note or file. So I've created a chat where I've tried some of the chat features in terms of formatting. It's very important now. I've added emoji, and now I will simply send it on its way. Number 8, mute a chat. When you mute a chat, you will no longer receive notifications for that chat unless someone at mentions you. So you'll still receive messages, they'll still be available to you, but an icon will appear next to the name of the participant so you know the chat has been muted. Let's say that this conversation is about a project that has been wrapped up and we're not likely to be re-engaged on that. So I can simply move to once again, the 3 dots or right click, and here is the option to mute. So notice how that displays now. Eventually, as other chats come along, this will be pushed down. But if there is any other activity within that, although you'll have access to those messages, you won't keep getting notifications on. And of course, you can unmute the chat once again, either with the 3 dots or the right click, and then you could choose unmute. Number 9, leave a group chat. My other option, rather than muting the chat, is that I could leave the chat. So not only can you remove someone else from a group chat, which might or might not be a good option, you can also remove yourself. So to leave a group chat here, I'll move to my more options, my 3 dots or right click, and then I can choose to leave. Do I want to leave that conversation? I'll go ahead and do that. And I would still have access to that, but I'm no longer part of this conversation. And you can see that it will indicate this as well. Because I'm no longer a member of that chat, I can no longer send messages. So I'd have to be re-added to that by one of the other members of it. So that's often why people will mute rather than leaving. Number 10, schedule a chat. Another way to save time with chat is to be able to schedule the chats when it's convenient for you. However, you can have them sent when it might be more convenient for the recipient. So let's say that I want to send a message to Adele. However, it's a Friday And I know she's out of the office today, so it would make more sense if she could get it sometime on Monday. So to schedule a chat, first we compose the message. Then move to the send button, but don't click it, right-click it. And here we have the option to schedule. So I'll pick this for Monday, and I'm going to assume that there might be a lot of other things going on as she's out of the office today. So I'll schedule the date and the time for this, choose continue, and now send it on its way. So notice that it will be sent then on Monday at 10 o'clock a.m. To learn more about scheduling chat and managing scheduled chat, look in the description below for a link to my video on creating, editing, and deleting a scheduled chat message. Which of these tricks will you use to save time with chat in Microsoft Teams? To learn more ways to be productive with Microsoft Teams or to join my free tips newsletter, visit thesoftwarepro.com/teams. If this training was helpful, please subscribe to this channel for other time-saving software tips. Thanks for watching.